Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so now it's 1 o'clock, so it's time for the class. I starting with the course contents that I'm sharing on the screen. Okay, so for the final exam, it's gonna cover chapter 5, 6, 7, and 8. As you know, we already done for chapter 5. We already done for chapter 6. So today we're gonna talk about chapter 7. Okay. Chapter 7 is going to be the story about the aggregate supply curve and the short line between inflation and unemployment. Okay, so today we're going to talk about chapter 7, and this is for the final exam. Okay, for the final exam. That's it. Okay, so starting with the topic that we're gonna talk today, we're gonna talk about aggregate supply curve. Okay, we use AS. Okay, aggregate supply curve is about the production of the country. Okay, as you learn, okay, in the midterm exam. Okay, we have two types of aggregate supply curve. Normally that we learn together, we have the short line aggregate supply curve that is look like this. Okay, or it's gonna be the horizontal curve like this. I'm gonna write down as SRAS. This is a short line aggregate supply, and we have the vertical curve. Okay, we call it long line aggregate supply. Okay, so what we learned before, we have short run aggregate supply and we have long run aggregate supply. Okay, because we have some assumption. So we assume that in the short run, okay, we assume that in the short run, firms normally they don't want to change the price. Okay, in the short run, firms normally they don't want to change the price. After they set the price, they're gonna use that price for some period of the times. We call it as a sticky price assumption. Okay, we call it as a sticky price assumption. So that's why they have the horizontal curve at P1. After they set the price at P1, they don't want to change the price anymore. They're gonna produce more or produce less. The price is gonna be the same. Okay, at P1. And then we're gonna have the consumption for the long run. Okay, we assume that in the long run, firms can change the price to whatever they want. So in the long run, we have flexible price. So that's why the curve is vertical, because they can set the price up, they can set the price down. Okay, so in the long run, they can change the price to whatever they want. And the other assumption for the long run is we assume that in the long run, firms going to produce at the full employment level. Okay, that's why I write down here Y1 equal to Y bar. Okay, they're going to produce at full employment level. So in the long run, the GDP going to be stay at the full, okay, employment level. Okay, full employment level. This is what we learned in midterm exam. Today in this chapter, okay, we're gonna mix the idea that we learned before together. Okay, we're gonna mix it together, and then we're gonna construct the new way of the aggregate supply curve. Okay, so what we're gonna learn in this chapter, we're gonna construct the aggregate supply curve that has a positive slope. Okay, because it's gonna going up to the right. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about a new version of the aggregate supply curve. This is they're gonna going up to the right, have a positive slope, just like a normal supply curve that we learned in the microeconomics. Okay, the reason that they have the positive slope because they're gonna follow the law of supply, point A and point B. If the supply is low, they're gonna produce less. If the price is high, they're gonna produce more. Okay, this is a simple law of supply, right? Okay, if P going up, Y gonna going up. If P going down, Y gonna going down. Okay, this is a reason why they have the positive slope. Okay, so okay, how they come from? Okay, how they come from? So we're gonna start here. Okay, to develop the idea and proving that how the aggregate supply curve that have the positive slope, how it's come from. So, okay, we're gonna starting with the first assumption. Okay, we're gonna assume that in the economy, we're gonna have two types of firms. Okay, first one, okay, we call it as a flexible price firms. Okay, we assume that in the economy, okay, in our country, in our economy, we're gonna have two types of firms. First one we call is flexible price firm. Flexible price firm is like the business that they can change the price every day. For example, like a gas station. Okay, if your motorcycle, your car run out of gas, okay, you can go to the gas station, and the price of the gas station changing every day. The other example, like the agriculture product, like you want to cooking tonight, you go to the supermarket, you want to buy the pork, you want to buy chicken, you want to buy some vegetable, okay, egg, something like that. This kind of product that change the price every day. Okay, so this is the first type of firm we call flexible price firm. Okay, the business that they can change the price every day. For the second one, okay, we call it as a sticky price firms. Okay, this kind of business, after they set the price, they're going to use that price for some period of the times. Like if you go into the coffee shop, you go into the restaurant, you go into the shopping mall to buy a shoes, to buy clothes, okay, they're going to use that price for some period of time. For example, use that price for 3 months, 6 months, and then, okay, after that, they're going to change the price. Okay, this one we call sticky price firms. So, okay, next, we're going to talk about the equation on each type of firms. Okay, starting with the first one, the flexible price firm. Okay, they can change the price. Okay, how they're going to set the price. Okay, the way they set the price is going to come from this equation. We're going to have a small p and f. Okay, small p, this is the price from this kind of firm. F come from flexible. Okay, so small pf is going to be equal to a big P. Okay, plus A and bracket Y minus Y bar. Okay, big P, okay, is a price level for the whole economy. Okay, and Y is a GDP, of course. Y bar is GDP at a full employment level. Okay, you learned it before. So from this equation, okay, you can see that we're gonna have two factors that are gonna affect the price of these firms. Okay, factor number one is a big P. Factor number two is gonna be the bracket Y minus Y bar. Okay, starting with the first fraction. Okay, starting with the first fraction, the price level. Okay, if big P going up, okay, if everything in the economy become more expensive, firm of this the flexible price firm, they're gonna increasing their price. If everything in the economy become more expensive, this firm, they're gonna increasing their price too. Okay, they're gonna increasing the price too. Okay. On the other hand, if everything in the economy become cheaper, for this type of firm, they're gonna decreasing their price in the same way. Okay. So you're gonna see the positive relationship between a big P and a small pf. Okay. So this is the first reason why the price of any business is gonna going up or is gonna going down. It depends on the price of the price of the most product in the economy. Okay, the second factor, okay, about the bracket Y minus Y bar, okay, if the bracket Y greater than Y bar, if Y greater than Y bar, it means the GDP is really high, even higher than the full employment level. This one means that the economy is very good, okay, this bracket is gonna be positive. If Y greater than Y bar, this bracket become positive, the right side of the equation is gonna be increasing. It means that the left side of the equation, PF, is going to be increasing too. So this one means that when economy is very good, normally firms going to increasing the price. The product is going to become more expensive. On the other hand, if Y less than Y bar, this one in the bracket is negative. It means that the economy is bad. GDP is less than the full employment level. Okay, when economy is bad, this bracket become negative. The right side of the equation become lower. It means that the left side of the equation, small pf, is going to be lower too. Okay. So what this means is when economy is bad, okay, firms going to reducing the price down. Okay. When economy is bad, people don't have the money. If you are the business sector, you want to sell your product, you need to lower the price down. Okay, so we're gonna have two factors that are gonna affect the price of the flexible price firms. Next one, we're gonna go to the right. Okay, for the sticky price firms, as I told you before, sticky price firm is a business that after they set the price, they're gonna use that price for some period of the times. So what this means is, if this after they set the price today, they're gonna have to keep using that price for 2 more months, 3 more months, or maybe 4 more months. So what they're gonna do is, before they're gonna set the price, they need to think about what is gonna happen in the future, right? In the next 4 months, what is gonna happen? In the next 6 months, what is gonna happen? So the price of this firm, small ps, is gonna be, we're gonna using the same way. The difference is we're gonna have E in the equation, okay? Instead of P, right now we're gonna write out as an EP plus A and EY minus EY bar. And E in this case, E is come from expectation. Okay, expectation is how you're gonna expect or think or forecast about the future. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna assume that normally firms in this case, okay, they're gonna forecast, they're gonna think about the future, that expected GDP is gonna be full employment level always. Okay, they're gonna be always expect that the GDP of the country in the future always stay at a full employment level. If EP, if EY equal to EY bar, this bracket is gonna be disappear equal to 0. So in the end, we're gonna have the equation that small ps equal to EP. Okay, done. Okay, this is what we have. Okay. So what this means is, if firm thinking that the price in the future gonna be increasing, if expected price is higher, they're gonna start increasing the price today. Okay. On the other hand, if they're thinking that the price in the future is gonna be lower, they're gonna reducing the price today. Okay, so this is the way of thinking of this type of firms. Okay. And then next one, we're gonna talk about the other variable. We're gonna have S like this. Okay. This guy, S, is gonna be the fraction. Okay, the fraction of sticky price firms. Okay, the fraction of sticky price firms. Okay, as I told you before, in the economy, we assume that we have sticky price firm and we have flexible price firm. The question is, we need to know that what is the fraction of sticky price firms and what is the fraction of flexible price firms. We need to know, right? So S, in this case, a small s, is going to be any number between 0 and 1. This is going to be in the percentage. 0 is like 0%, 1 is like 100%. So these parameters, okay, a small s, is going to showing you the percentage of sticky price firm that we have in the economy and the percentage of the flexible price firm that we have in the economy. Okay, so S is going to stand for the percentage of sticky price firm. So the less is going to be 1 minus S. It's going to be the percentage of flexible price firms. For example, if I assume that a small s equal to 0.3, if you multiply by 100, you should know that the sticky price firm in the economy is accounting for 30%. Okay. How about the less? The less is 1 minus s. In this case, 1 minus 0.3 is equal to 0.7. You multiply by 100. Okay, you know that. Okay, in the economy, it's gonna be flexible price firm for 70%. Okay, so in this case, if S equal to 0.3, it means that you're gonna have sticky price in the economy 30% and flexible price firm the other 70%. Right? Very easy. On the other hand, if S equal to 0.65, if you multiply by 100, okay, you know that in the economy, you have sticky price firm for 65%. And the less, okay, 1 minus S is equal to 0.35 or 35%. Okay, that's it. This is what you have. Okay. Done. Okay, this is all about S. Next one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna construct the price equation. Okay, price equation. Okay, as I told you before, this is like the total price. Okay, the price for the whole economy. Okay, we call it price equation. Okay, so we're gonna use a big P. Big P is like the price for the every economy, every business in the economy. Okay, big P. This is the price of every business in the economy. As I told you before, in the economy, we're gonna have two types of firms, right? But the first one, we're gonna have sticky price firms. And the second one, we're gonna have flexible price firms. Okay, so we have two types of firms, sticky and flexible price. Each firm can set their own price, right? Sticky price firm, they're gonna have small PS. Flexible price firm, they're gonna have small PF, right? Okay, just like that. How many sticky price firm we have? Okay, we're gonna have S percentage. How many flexible price firm we have? We're gonna have 1 minus S and combine it together. You're gonna have a big P, the price for every business in the economy, right? So in the end, I have a big P equal to SPS plus 1 minus SPF. Okay, and then after that, for PS, you're gonna have, we introduced it before, we have the equation for the sticky price firm, we have the equation for the flexible price firm, okay, that we put it here, right? Here. Yeah, remember, this is the equation for the flexible price firm, and this is the equation for the sticky price firm. So we just plug it in here, okay? In the end, we're gonna have S multiplied by EP, and 1 minus S multiplied by P plus A Y minus Y bar. Okay, that's it. Okay, and after that, we're gonna multiply 1 minus S inside the bracket. So you're gonna have P equal to S EP, okay, plus P minus minus SP, and plus A 1 minus S Y minus Y bar. Okay, and then the next step is you have S over here, you have P over here, you have P here, and minus P here. We can group it up on the right, on the left side of the equation. So you're gonna have P minus P plus SP equal to SEP plus A 1 minus S and Y minus Y bar. Okay, and then you can see that P and minus P is cancelled out. So in the end, you can divide S on the whole equation. Then you're gonna get P equal to EP plus A 1 minus S over S and Y minus Y bar. This is done. You have price equation in the ends. You got it? This is how the price level come from, okay? How price equation come from. Very easy, okay? So after you have the price equation, okay, let's going into the detail. What is the meaning of this equation? Let me write down here again. P equal to EP plus A and 1 minus S over S and Y minus Y bar. From this equation, okay, we can explain that we're gonna have two main effects that can, we're gonna have two main factors that can affect the price level. Okay, the first one is EP and the second one is Y minus Y bar. Okay, let me put it here. Okay, starting with number one, okay, the first factor, this is like how the business sector, how they think about the price. If they're thinking that the price in the future going to be increasing, okay, expected price increasing, the price today going to be increasing. If they're thinking that the price in the future going to be decreasing, the price today is going to be decreasing. This is about the way they think. Okay. Number two, factor number two is y minus y bar. If y greater than y bar, this bracket is positive. When the economy is very good, okay, when the economy is very good, y greater than y bar, P gonna be increasing. On the opposite side, if y less than y bar, this bracket is negative. Economy is bad. The price level gonna going down. Okay, so this is how it's work. Okay, we have two factors that can affect the price level. The first one is expected price. The second one is about the economy. Okay. The next question is, between these two factors, which one is more? Which one have more effects than the other one? Okay. In order to understand between factor 1 and factor 2, which one is have more effects, more pressure on price than the other, we need to focus on this term. Let me put down star. Okay. 1 minus S over S. Okay, the star. Let me show you some example. Okay. For example, if S equal to slope 0.9, the other example is if S equal to slope 0.1. Okay, two different number that have a different meaning. If S equal to slope 0.9, what does it mean? It means that 90% of the business in our economy is sticky price firm. The other 10% is gonna be flexible price firms. If S equal to slope 0.1, what does it mean? That in our economy, 10% is sticky price firm. Okay. However, most of them, 90% is flexible price firms. Okay. Then, so far so good. Okay. Then we can use this number to calculate the star 1 minus S over S. If S equal to 0.9, 1 minus S over S equal to 1 minus 0.9 over 0.9. And then you got 0.1 over 0.9, which is equal to 0.11. On the other hand, if S equal to 0.1, it's going to be equal to 1 minus 0.1 over 0.1 equal to 0.9 over 0.1 equal to 9. You see that? And this one, this term, the star 1 minus S over S is multiplied in front of y minus y bar. Okay. If this term is small, okay, if S equal to 0.9, this term 1 minus S over S equal to just 0.11. 0.11, when you multiply to y minus y bar is going to be smaller. Okay. So in this case, factor number 1 is going to be greater than factor number 2. Expected of price have more effects on the price than y minus y bar. Okay. So if most of the business in your country is a sticky price firms, expected price has more impact on the price level than the economy. On the other hand, if most of the business in your country is a flexible price firms, you see that 1 minus S over S equal to 9. 9 multiplied by y minus y bar. This factor, y minus y bar, become bigger 9 times. So factor number 2 is greater than factor number 1. What it means is if most of the business sector in your country is a flexible price firms, the economy, y minus y bar, have more effects on the price level than expected price. So also good. Okay, this is the meaning of the equation. So the price level equation come from, we plug in two type of firm into the equation, flexible price firm, sticky price firm, and then they have the meaning like this. So far so good. Okay, then next one, I'm gonna write down the price equation again. P equal to EP plus A 1 minus S over S and y minus y bar. Okay, just write down it again, but this time I'm gonna show you how to convert the price level equation into aggregate supply equation. Okay, from price equation, I'm gonna convert to aggregate supply equation. Okay, I'm gonna starting here. Okay, the first thing is I just move EP to the other side. I'm gonna got this one. After that, okay, this one is just moving. Okay, this guy EP to the other side. The next one, I'm gonna move this one to the other side. I'm gonna get S over A 1 minus S multiplied by P minus EP equal to Y minus Y bar. Just like this. And then next one, I'm gonna move Y bar. Okay, I'm gonna get Y bar plus S over A 1 minus S P minus EP equal to Y. Like that. And then I'm gonna switch left to the right, right to the left. I got Y equal to Y bar plus S over A 1 minus S and P minus EP. Okay. And then to make it simple, I'm gonna assume that this term equal to alpha. Right here, that alpha equal to S over A 1 minus S. Like that. Okay. Very simple. And then in the end, I got Y equal to Y bar plus alpha and P minus EP. This is, okay, what we call the aggregate supply equation. Okay, aggregate supply curve. This is how it's come from. The aggregate supply curve is actually come from price equation. Okay, actually come from price equation. And then right now we can drawing the aggregate supply curve. Okay, that is come from the equation Y equal to Y bar plus alpha and P minus EP. Okay, just bring it here. Okay, now we're gonna start to construct the graph. On the horizontal, it's gonna be Y. On the vertical, it's gonna be P. As you can see, if you want to draw the graph, you just want to see the relationship between P and Y, right? Very simple, between P and Y. And you can see in the equation, in front of P is positive, in front of the bracket also positive, right? So this means that from the equation, if P going up, Y also going up. If P going down, Y also going down. P and Y always have a negative, always have a positive relationship to each other. Because of this, I can write down aggregate supply like this, okay? Because they always have a positive slope, point A, point B. If price is low, they're gonna produce less. If price is higher, they're gonna produce more, right? So this is the reason why they have a positive slope, okay? From the equation, okay, that you have the relationship between P and Y. You got it? Okay. And the next one is how to shift the curve. This is Y, O, and P. This is the aggregate supply curve. I point down, for example, point A. If price levels stay at P1, GDP stay at Y1, okay? The factor that can shift the aggregate supply curve is gonna be this guy, EP, expected price, okay? If expected price going down, okay, expected price going down means that the business sector firms, they're thinking that the price in the future is gonna be going down, okay? The price level for the whole economy in the future is gonna be going down. If they're thinking that EP is going down, however, the price level is still the same, okay? The price level P is what happened today, okay? What actually happened today. But EP, this is like what people think, okay? What people think about future, okay? This is is different, okay? Different. So if EP is going down until, okay, in the bracket, okay, P is greater than EP, right? In the bracket is positive, okay? You can see that if in the bracket is positive, the right side of the equation is positive, it means that the left side of the equation should be going up. Y is gonna be going up, okay? Aggregate supply curve gonna shift to the right. The reason to explain this one is if the price level is greater than what they think, it means that everything in the economy is more expensive than what they think. This is good because they're going to produce more from Y1 to Y2. You see that? If the price level is greater than what they think, okay, this is good because they want to produce more, right? It's good for them. They are firms, remember. On the other hand, if EP going up, if they're thinking that in the future everything is going to be more expensive until P is less than EP. If P is less than EP, this bracket is negative. On the right side of the equation is negative. So the left side, Y is going to going down. Aggregate supply curve will shift to the left from A to C, from Y1 to Y3, okay? Okay, the reason is if the price is cheaper than what they think, this is not good for the business, right? Okay, this is not good for the business. Everything becomes cheaper than what they think. It means that they're going to get less revenue, so they're going to produce less. That's why the aggregate supply curve will shift to the left. Okay, so this is you need to keep in mind that the changing of the expected price will shift the aggregate supply curve. Okay. Done for this one. Next one. Okay. So next one, we're gonna go into more into the detail, okay, for the aggregate supply curve. From the equation y equal to y bar plus alpha P minus EP. This time I'm gonna rearranging the equation a little bit, okay? I'm gonna move y bar to the left and put the bracket. I'm gonna have the bracket y minus y bar equal to alpha P. Wait a minute, okay, alpha P minus EP. So it's gonna put the color y minus y bar for the pink, P minus EP for the blue, okay? And then I'm gonna drawing the graph, okay, here. Okay, on the horizontal is Y, on the vertical is P. We have aggregate supply curve. We have long run aggregate supply. So here I'm gonna write down long run aggregate supply. I write down long run aggregate supply because I want to show you that Y bar is actually here. Okay, this is point A, YA equal to Y bar, and point A, okay, at point A, PA is supposed to be equal to what? Okay, let's check it out. Point A, based on the equation that I show you above, okay, point A is aggregate supply curve intersect with long run aggregate supply. So it's means that YA equal to Y bar for sure. On the left side of the equation equal to 0. You see that? If the left side of the equation equal to 0, what does it mean? It means that the right side should be equal to 0 too. PA should be equal to EP. Okay, so I can write down here that PA equal to EP, expected price, because the right side of the equation should be equal to 0 in the same way. This is from point A. How about the other point? Point B, for example, point B is here. You can see that point B, the price is higher than expected price, PB, and Y also greater than Y bar, YB. See that? Okay. So for the point B, YB is greater than Y bar. The left side of the equation is positive. Same way, the right side of the equation, PB, also greater than EP, right? Expected price. So on the right of the equation, also positive. Okay, so the equation confirms that the relationship is right. Okay, so that's good. How about point Z? here, point C, you can see that YC is less than Y bar and PC is less than EP. So point C, YC is less than Y bar. On the left side of the equation is negative. On the right side of the equation should be negative too, right? PC also less than EP, negative. Okay, here and here. Okay, so you can see that Y bar always here. Okay, and EP is here. Okay, so every time when the price is greater than expected price, firms they can produce more. That is point B. It is the meaning of point B, the red color. The meaning of the red color, point B, is when the price is more expensive than what they think they're going to produce more. The meaning of point C, the blue color, if the price is less than what they think, okay, if the price level in the economy is lower than what they think, they're going to produce less. That's it. If the price equal to what they think, they're going to produce at the full employment level. This is point A. So far, so good. Okay. Then, okay, last one here, we're gonna mix everything together, okay, to see how the economy adjusts themselves. Okay, starting with aggregate supply equation, Y equal to Y bar plus alpha P minus EP. Rearranging the equation a little bit, okay, Y minus Y bar, put a bracket, equal to alpha P minus EP. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so we have one bracket on the left and we have the other bracket on the right. And then I'm gonna drawing the graph. This is Y, O, and P, right? Right now I'm gonna put aggregate demand curve together with aggregate supply and long run aggregate supply. This is the first equilibrium point, E1. At E1, Y1 equal to Y bar. At E1, P1 equal to EP1. Okay, so that's so good. This is EP1, this is Y bar. Okay, so at point E1, everything is good, right? Because Y1 equal to Y bar. On the left side of the equation equal to 0. On the right side of the equation, P1 equal to EP1, also equal to 0. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is the starting point at the equilibrium E1. Okay, next thing is, for some reason, for example, if I have a positive demand shock, okay, if I have a positive demand shock, you should remember that aggregate demand curve comes from the equation Y equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, okay? And then for some reason, if the household sector, they consume more, if the business sector, they invest more, or the government, they use the budget deficit, okay, spend more and tax less, or the international trading is really good, you export more and import less. All of these has a positive effects on demand curve, right? All of these have a positive effects on demand curve. Aggregate demand curve will shift to the right. Okay, aggregate demand curve will shift to the right, and as you can see, the equilibrium point gonna move from E1 to E2, right? You have more demands. You have more demand. People spend more, right? You have more demands. People buy more, right? The price of the product become more expensive, P1 to P2. The price become more expensive. You see that P2 is greater than EP, right? When everything become more expensive for the firms, what they're gonna do? They're gonna start to produce more, right? From Y1 to Y2. So point E2, you can see that they produce more, Y2 is greater than Y bar. The left side of the equation become positive. Because of everything become more expensive, P2 is greater than EP1. You see that? Okay. Because we have more demands, everything become more expensive. That's why firms, they start to produce more. This is moving from equilibrium point E1 to E2. This is happened in the short run. Okay, this is happened in the short run. Let me write down here. Okay, this short run, showing the red color. Okay. Next thing, I'm gonna show you the long run by using the blue color. Okay. In the long run, firms start to adjust their price. Okay, that they're thinking. Okay, start to adjust what they think about the price. Adjust expected price. Now they know that the economy is really good, so they start to increasing that expected price. Let's say from EP1 to EP2. No, EP1. Let's skip to EP3. As I told you here, when firm increasing expected price, okay, when firm increasing expected price, aggregate supply curve will shift to the left. Like this, okay? Equilibrium point change from E1 to E3, the increasing expected price from EP1 to EP3, okay? By doing this, okay, they're gonna start to produce less, right? Start to produce less. The price level keep increasing a little bit from P2 to P3. And then you can see that in the end, okay, GDP going backward. Y3 equal to Y bar again. P3 equal to EP3 again. This is what happened in the long run. This is equilibrium point 3. Y3 GDP reducing, they produce less, going back to Y3, that is equal to Y bar again. Left side of the equation equal to 0. Okay. Even though the price started going up a little bit more, okay, however, P3 right now equal to expected price, EP3. The right side of the equation also equal to 0. So we have the equilibrium point in the long run again. You see that price coming back, going equal to expected price. GDP equal to Y bar, full employment level. Okay, this is how economy adjusts themselves when you have the positive demand shock. Okay, so let's try to do the opposite case by yourself. If you have the negative demand shock, how you're gonna draw the graph and explain. Okay, that's it. Okay. Any question here? Okay, good. So before you go, okay, I'm gonna give you homework 11. Okay, this homework 11. Watch this YouTube, the economic of Starbucks, and write down 2 pages in PDF. Submit it here. Okay, I give you 1 week. The deadline is next Tuesday before the midnight. Okay, and that's it. That is about the homework. And before you go, we're gonna have class again on Friday, right? Okay, we have class today, Tuesday, and we're gonna have class again on Friday. And I'm gonna give you the makeup class on this Saturday. So this Saturday, October 1st, okay, October 1st, I'm gonna give you the makeup class from 2:30 in the afternoon to 3:30. Okay, just 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour this Saturday. That's it. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.